Aquarius. Before we get into it, all information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as a podcast to put out something new. Going to put out something else that's new. Probably talk a little bit about patience in your reading as well. We've talked about it before. Anyway, Gemini season already. You may have been not played. I don't want to use that word, but let's put it out there. You may have been given an opportunity and now it doesn't feel like much of an opportunity. You were maybe given like a hyped up version of this opportunity perhaps. And however, you realize that it's up to you. It's up to how you choose to, if you took it, for some of you. For those of you who've taken the opportunity and ran with it. For others of you, this is about someone specifically in your life not being who they seem they are, and you're now, it's gotten you to the point where you see where the part of yourself, so this happens with everyone with their ego, right? Different parts of our programming, pains, traumas, whatever it was that got you to this place where you wanted to believe this person. You wanted to believe, and you maybe both, it was in agreement, or this part of yourself. You know, for some of you, it's about this part of yourself that you're now seeing differently, that you're now taking a much wider perspective on. You're not giving it such a, this is black and white answer. You can't be, or you're being shown what some kind of control is. Now I've talked about this a lot this month in various different ways. And here we have these two facing each other. How would you like to show up to battle? With one wrong shoe? In defense? Or in a way that's kind of structured, where people are watching? Either way, there's an offense and there's a defense being played. Now, our defense in life, I didn't know it was going to go this way. We'll talk about it. Our defense in life is the programming and how we've learned what love is. How we've been loved and how we've learned to love, even through ourselves, and how we've learned along the way. Also equates to like what kind of protection we innately have, right? What do you find to be disrespectful? How do you react to certain situations, as opposed, like, do you freeze? Like all the different ways, right? Thinking about it. And when we get defensive or triggered, a lot of the times the trigger is our job, on our end, to figure out if you're the person being triggered. Defense can also be a very similar thing. However, it's also this part of you that's not allowing, intolerant to. Perhaps it could be also those in that perspective. So there's both probably of these things going on in your life where you feel one way, maybe attacked, and like you have to defend yourself, and in another way you are just defending yourself, right? Defending how you've been, who you are. It's also this way of showing you where you've been kind of, because Pluto has entered your sign, so where you've been too rigid with yourself. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be defensive in these moments. I'm not saying that you should let your guard down. That's not what I'm saying. But maybe with yourself, to let your guard down, to understand where this is coming from, right? It's very clear that you are very much the forefront of your life right now, and you need to be. There needs to be some kind of feeling of independence, and then you actually doing that to some extent, right? You actually have it to some extent in your life, because this is going to provoke, inspire. I want to pick inspire. Provoke and or inspire what's to come. You know, I said these things just like, okay, so you have these two parts, la la la. No, those are just different ways of showing you how Gemini is being like the mirror, being this reflection, being this obvious statement in your life. While, you know, it's pretty chaotic in everyone's mind and life right now, depending on who you are, just in a different way, right? So the week this comes out, there will be a full moon in Sagittarius as well that will reveal or expose to you that there's a part of you that can really learn from someone who's experiencing the same purpose or the same path that you're going on, the same place that you're in now. You may just need to ask in a different way, because sometimes any person can choose to, I feel like kind of off-centered, can choose to react to things instead of be upfront, right? Either way, you're getting some kind of confrontation, so you can't say that you're scared of confrontation, Aquarius. You're getting it either way. Because either way, when something's agitating within you, it has to resolve itself. It's gonna come up maybe over and over and over and over and over and over again until you decide to resolve it. So it's gonna keep revealing itself into your life. So it's up to you whether you want to approach this differently, because there's this one maybe specific person or situation in your life, and it could be a Sagittarius. For a lot of you, it's an Aries figure, but you may need help from a Cancer-like figure, right? Or someone who's really being propelled and doesn't let anything affect them too much, you know, that kind of Cancer. Or a Cancer that's so instinctively reactive. You know, you've seen them at work, but maybe this is also you in a very, you know, esoteric way, but it's not. This conversation with the universe is through your words, through your thoughts, through your actions. Your thoughts aren't in your emotions, right? The emotions are the true propeller, and I believe that, and it's being spoken more and more, which is dope. That's what drives you. So maybe there's all of this is bringing up this energy that needs to come up and out, and I know it's not always the best way to do it, but we're in Gemini season. It's raw, it's real. You're going to see people whether you like it or not. You may run into people whether you like it or not. And that's what's happening in the vastness of it all. And the first thing you come up against is yourself, and how you handle things, and how you defend, and how you react, how you offend, you know, just by being you. It's not your fault that you're becoming this person. And if it's affecting someone else, there could be a conversation that needs to be had, but it might get there in a way that it's not, you know, perfect. Right? It may have to get there in another way. It may have to get there, and you may be working something out. They may be working something out. Maybe you're able to see that with each other. Maybe there's a separation for a while for some of you. And this Queen of Swords, this Temperance in reverse, Queen of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Chariot, it's this path to discovering that. You know, this balance, this up and down, the seesawing of what's driving you, what's giving you momentum, but then what you're also, how are you giving into this momentum? How is it going, coming and going, ebbing and flowing, right? And it's that circulation. We're gonna write that down because I sometimes forget. So the circulation that's happening, Aquarius. of and you may, before I get there, you may be like, this is really how my Gemini season is going, right? You know, waiting to be extroverted, wanting to be, and you can be, for sure. This doesn't, just because this is happening doesn't mean you can't go out and do things. Like, this is just the general, like, focused in what's maybe going on with you this month. You know, we sometimes confuse readings, and I've seen this happen where it's like, it's all external, it's all going to happen outside of you. It's like, no, the hope for that with these cards is like, what's going on inside of you? What is being brought to the surface? What is being shown? What is going to help you have a better experience? Because I think sometimes what can happen is we focus on what's wrong, but this is just your time to focus on what is happening. Doesn't matter if it's good, bad, wrong, or right? A lot of this is your time to see and give yourself a moment to connect with what my energy can bring you, what this space is open to in your timeline, right? Being connected to whatever Aquarius or whatever person that you know is an Aquarius in this space right now. And you're maybe asking questions that lead you to me. I do the same shit, right? We all need, and that's this big focus here. And because I think once Venus leaves Cancer, you may feel it extra. It's happening soon. This will happen like right as this is coming out too. You may feel it even more, like you just want to go back there. That was nice. But Leo's a fixed sign, so why wouldn't you want to be there? Oh, because it's more exposing. There's more to, and reveals how you stand your ground. You might feel a little extra vulnerable. No one said you had to leave your house right away. Don't leave your comfortabilities right away. You know, this month may be very uncomfortable. Next month will bring some of it back, but it will also it looks like it's asking you to look at these things for a reason, right? These are just ways in which you're looking to enhance your life right now. This is what you need to look at in order to enhance it. You know, you could take that wishy-washy opportunity if you want, or you can give yourself the opportunity to look and decide for yourself and say, hey, universe, I think I'm going to put this one back. I think I'm going to say no, or it's going to say no for you, right? That when it's unaligned, when you have nothing to learn there, if you have, right? Because we experience a lot of the same things if we have not yet learned, or if we're continuing to learn, and that's how I see it. So your growth here is in relationship to yourself, and how that extends into the relationships around you, the situations around you. And if you're looking for guidance, I suggest you find it. Find the guidance that you need, or allow yourself to be open to that connection to some kind of way. Maybe it's someone you've been admiring for a long time, or listening to for a long time, and you just want to like reach out. Maybe that's all you need to do. Maybe the reaching out is the first part. Maybe you pay for services, because that's what it can look like here too. Okay? We'll get into the next part, but more than ever too, is that maybe it's something in the esoteric and the divinity in this kind of way. Maybe you need to get yourself some cards. Maybe you need to start kind of doing this for yourself, right? This could be about, before we end and get into the next part, this could be about getting into the study of mystery a little bit more and connecting that to whatever else you're studying. Because I bet it will be not what you expect, but better. Not what you expect, but extremely informative and enhancing of, again, that enhancement word coming up, enhancing of your life. Okay? If not, no biggie. See you soon.